Merry meet and welcome to Lux Dragon Queen Magic. I'm Taylor, and here is our week ahead reading. Go ahead and choose one of the piles below, and I'll see you at the timestamps. With that, see you soon. Alright, if you chose pile 1, then this is going to be your week ahead reading. So we just had the full moon in Aquarius, so let's go ahead and take a look at how the moon is affecting your energy. So we have Believe in the Possible blue moons right away. This is coming up for me. I've kind of mentioned that there has been a little bit of impatience and delays happening around manifestations this month. And so really Spirit is coming through saying like any doubt or any fears that have come through to you because what you're thinking, what you're trying to manifest or accomplish is impossible. Spirit is coming through to reaffirm that like what you're wishing for, what you're manifesting 100% is possible, and you are 100% deserving of it too, is something I'm hearing. So if you have any doubt in your mind, Spirit is coming through very much to say believe in the possible. You could literally take this as an affirmation. You could say this in the mornings when you wake up. You can say it into the mirror. But ultimately Spirit is showing me like especially you want to go ahead and have like the color blue around you anytime that you're feeling doubtful or insecure. That's going to be so powerful for you in this coming week, or indigo too. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at your tarot. So we do have the Tarot of the Divine. I'll have the stories down below. You may want to next to your timestamps, you may want to look into them further, see if there's any other messages, but for now we're just going to take the cards for what they are. And so we have the Page of Swords coming out right away. I am seeing that there is some communication that is going to be coming to you this week. It's going to be very important communication. It's going to be supporting you and helping you believe in the impossible. And then you yourself are going to be able to take that knowledge that you gain and then pass it on. So it's this sharing of ideas is going to be very fruitful for you this week. So I'm hearing like if you, like I'm seeing like a writing group or like a study group kind of mentality. So there's probably like a collective or community that you have either recently joined or will be joining this week. And you guys are kind of going to have like this brainstorming session, and to where each of you like communicate with each other such ideas that then you're able to take those and become like a brain hive or a hive mind, to where you then go out and you spread that knowledge out to your individual sources. So it's this very beautiful chain of communication that's coming through. And then we also have the Hierophant coming up. So I'm seeing there's a lot of planning and maybe some tradition building that is happening right now. So seems, honestly, I'm getting a sense that you're probably very involved in a community or involved on a project, and it really is meant to support the community in every sense. Like I'm getting the sense like you yourself can be seen as a leader within this group, even if you are just a counterpart of that leadership, is also what I'm hearing. But ultimately it really is kind of restorative. There we go, that's the word I'm looking for. You can also look this up in the Gallup strings, because that's essentially what is coming through, is that you have this ability, this restorative ability about you within this project, within this group, and you're kind of bringing you're helping people access a certain higher level of awareness through understanding the past and history. So yeah, if like you're a history teacher, maybe that's something that your project is working on, is a restoration project, that really is coming through, that this is, that you are, it's really coming through that you are this teacher in this moment, and that like you are being a mentor and being mentored yourself. So again, just like whatever project or community that you are working on and a part of, Spirit is just reaffirming that you are on the right path and you really are doing it. So again, that's why it's so important for you to believe in the possible, because right now maybe you are more at a planning stage, and it's so important for you, and you think this really aligns with like your morals and values. And so Spirit is coming in saying like it is all there. Something else that is coming through is the fact that you also have all the answers that you need. So from within this group of collective, so if it's not already within yourself and you can't just like meditate and you're like being blocked by the answers, if you speak out like within this collective group, essentially a sounding board, so you're able to use them as a sounding board where you are able to speak out what you are thinking, and then whether or not they respond, the answers naturally flow from you. They may respond, and then that may spark something else within you. But this really is coming together, that this is just a very big planning week, and understanding that you are at the forefront and really doing it and setting your intentions for the best things. Okay, with that, there's a lot more that I could probably say about this, so definitely take it how it resonates and run with it. So anything that is sparking up for you that you're like, oh yes, this and this really makes sense, go for that, because that is where you're meant to be. So again, it's you within a collective understanding too that you have all the answers within you, and that this outside source is really just meant to support you in flowing and in believing in the impossible. So now we have some archetypes as well for you. We don't have the books today, so we're just going to be reading it blindly, and you may want to screenshot the images that come up and meditate on them or post them, however you relate to visualizations like that. And so right away, we first have the prayer. So honestly, I'm getting like a lot of spirituality within this. That's kind of part of our collective, so it makes sense. So as I mentioned, like, you really are a community leader, and I'm hearing that this is twofold. It's like so this is the tool that you're using. You're using like the power of your prayer, the power of your manifestation, as it is when you are setting intentions and letting them go to spirit, that this is really coming forward, and that's going to really be supporting you in moving your ideas into reality. And then also what's coming through is the fact that you are part of a community. So this is like a group prayer. Like, I'm hearing often, take this how you will in your project, but if you are able to pray as a group with that collective before, after, during, however often, that is going to be so much more supportive for helping your project come into reality faster, because it's going to get all of your group energies even more focused and aligned with spirit, and you each individually will start being able to gain the exact downloads that you're needed to for that part of the project and what you're contributing. Again, take that how you will. Something to note, because if you like maybe don't resonate with the word prayer so much, it really is just like, how do you have a conversation of hope, and how do you set your intentions and let them go? So that's an acknowledge gratitude in the moment. So that's really what I would call a prayer at the base. So if you want to take it into a different light and how you work your magic, then definitely do that. But this is, again, a tool for you and your group in manifesting the impossible. Okay, and we also have the riddle for you. So right away, this is coming up for it's just kind of reaffirming the fact that you have a problem that you're working on and you're working through it. So something too about the riddle that is coming up for me is like, typically a riddle is meant to also show us a riddle within ourselves. So that's again why you were the Hierophant this week, is because the riddle that you were facing is a reflection of some shadow work within yourself that is being called to, and that is why each individual in your group is going to have different perspectives and different things that they need to contribute, because it is part of their own development. I'm hearing like you guys really are like almost like instead of like how there's like a high priest and a high priestess, it's almost like you guys are forming a high council, and it's but each of you are kind of going to be going through these moments. And then you personally, I'm really seeing like you're almost like at the center of the knot. So as you choose to unravel, you will be able to help those around you unravel, is what I'm getting. Okay. And then the next one we have for you is the ocean. All right, so the other two, they were tools, right? How are you able to move forward and manifest your dreams? What are you working on this week? Now, the fact that the ocean is coming up as replaced, this is quite a different, a few different things are coming through. So one, this could be very literal, like if your best ideas and your best shadow work may be supported by going naturally next to the ocean. Something else coming up is that the moon phases are going to be so important for you in supporting your manifestation, because just like the tides of the ocean are affected by the moon, you as well are. And so will your project be. So there may be some waning and waxing periods, and Spirit is saying that those you need to lean into that shifting rather than resist it, because you don't want to get pulled out to ocean to where you're overwhelmed, and you don't want to be standing on dry land to where you're not close to your project anymore, is ultimately what's coming through. Something too that is really commenting is the ocean of like exploring like the depths of your emotions. It's kind of like what's coming up. So like I mentioned, there is a little bit of like shadow work and needing to understand what the riddle is triggering within you. And so this is being represented by the ocean. So you are being called, you are to be a deep sea diver. You are needing to be within the full depths of yourself. Like what I'm hearing is like as above, so below. You know how like when you can just as easily explore space as you can just as easily explore the ocean. Like it's like the depth is the same. It's just like external versus internal. And so Spirit is calling to you to turn it internal. So your project may seem very external, but really, again, that Hierophant, come back to the internal. What morals and values are you really chasing after, and why? And just spend some time asking those questions. Spend some time in your collective. You know, maybe that's it. Maybe you guys have like a team building moment, like one of those intense therapy team building moments where you guys like get, you have a mediator come in who like asks those questions that aren't typically asked of a team to make you work better as a collective. That might be something too that everyone is needing, because you're all part of this ocean. You're each a drop in the ocean. So very interesting. Definitely, I would encourage you to see how each of those can relate to you individually and as well as a collective, because really they do blend into each other. And I'm really just seeing how it really is you working as an individual to form and be a part of a supportive collective. And then we do have some dream cards to really support. I mean, here you are, believe in the possible, to really support your dreams and messages that you may need to hear in order to move forward this week. And so first, we have relax, meditate, or do something simple in order to set your subconscious mind free. Be conscious of how your inner wisdom arises. You need to learn how to read all kinds of information on your journey towards your dreams, not just your thoughts or assumptions of your rational mind. Okay, that is why we're hearing the fact too that the sounding board collective is going to be so important for you, because that is also a way that you're going to be able to check your thoughts and your assumptions, and also to be able to listen to other kinds of information that are coming to you. So coming in through very strong, just find a moment to listen to your internal self and let it come through. I'm also hearing automatic writing. So if you maybe are not used to, like, you don't really like talking out loud, you're not really comfortable sharing your thoughts yet, maybe just start writing them down and let your mind go. Don't edit, don't judge as you're writing, just keep writing. And then at the end you can read it and have a different all spiritual experience with that. Okay, and then we do have another for you. So we have, if this were your last day alive, what would you have done differently? You still have the chance to do things differently. Okay, so this is reiterating to me the fact that to come back to center and check in about why you're doing what you're doing, and it's time to recommit and to adjust as needed. So maybe that's a certain reason why you're seeing a delay in your project, because and as we're stepping into the waning periods, is because now it's time to let go of the things that aren't working as part of your project, so that you can bring in new ideas, new parts when the waxing period comes, so that you may adjust and support as your collective needs and as your project needs. So that's why it's like, what are your morals and values? What was the reason why you started this project? What was the reason why you started this group? Where is it? Where has it gone since then? And where do you want it to go further? And again, all those answers are within you, right? That's what is coming through Spirit. This is not for you to panic or anything. You are literally being given 2 weeks to just sit with yourself and have these moments. I'm hearing from Spirit, like, as much as you would like to gain right now, maybe it is time to focus on what you can let go of and make room for, right? Okay, last but not least, we have our acts of kindness. These are suggestions, not commands. And we have 3 for you this week. Okay, clean up the space most bothering you or help another do it. Okay, I love this because sometimes when I get in my own head, like, that is exactly what I need to do. Chances are the reason why it's the space that is most bothering you is because that is also blocking your mental energies, and your creative energies is blocking you completely. It's just 100% true. If you've been feeling more depressed or anxious, I guarantee cleaning up just that one space will really support you. And then or help another do it. Like, maybe your collective office space needs to be cleaned up, right? And you guys, maybe that's really why you've been feeling stagnant, right? What do you need to let go during these next 2 weeks? So maybe there's something you've been holding on to literally very physically, and it's time to get through that. Or maybe something in your group had certain projects and you were like, and it got overwhelmed and you guys decided to do different projects, and this one is just sitting in a corner with all the supplies. Maybe you guys can find a different organization or a different group, or even just a different person who wants to take on that project now, and then clear that out of your space so that you can take on more of the projects that your group is excited to do. Okay. And then we have sit back and have a not now moment. Okay, you're probably working very hard with diligence. How much is the 3 like saying like, take a moment, take a break, right? So this is coming in through again. And when I say like have a not now moment, it literally is for you too. It's for you to just sit and stop and be like, especially if something happens to where you are like working, and you like get an email that comes in and you're like, oh, I need to reprioritize my whole day. Great. That's a perfect time to have a not now moment because you're going to reprioritize your whole day anyway. So you might as well take 10, 15 minutes, half an hour, whatever your schedule can allow, at least 10, and just do whatever you want for those 10 minutes. Some people like to take a walk. Maybe you just literally need to sit back and stare out of a window. Whatever you need, just have a not now moment. Go grab a cup of coffee, like whatever you need. Take that snack break, and then you can sit back, and then you can get back and replan your day. And then you didn't lose any time because you were already going to replan your day anyway. So instead, you prioritized yourself, and chances are probably why you were having that sit back moment, despite trying to help yourself, you still had ideas come through about how you can replan your day. And so it really just helped you be more productive in that next moment that you in. Okay, and then lastly, we have donate to your favorite charity or promote an event or website. So this really is coming through, like, what is your collective working on? Maybe this is something that you're already doing. Maybe this is something that you wanted to do more of. So maybe you see how you can do it individually. Maybe because maybe that's more what you need. Maybe too much of your goals and morals have aligned with what your what this council is working on, what this collective is working on, to where now you've lost sight of what you want to do and you wanted to support a certain charity or event, and it's kind of gotten away, right? So instead, why don't you just do it? Okay. Also, something to be said too, as if you also are just an individual and maybe you don't have the funds, but you're like wanting to promote, you can always just share on social media, like their website, and be like, hey, here's a really great foundation that I love. And you can just support other people to share word of mouth about it, or they may be inspired to donate. But I just encourage you to realign with your values, reach out to the people who love and support you the most, who have those same values as you, and spend time with spirit and your internal self, your higher self. And again, believe in the impossible. Okay, so pile one, I'm going to go ahead and leave your week ahead reading there. Thank you again for being here. If that resonated with you, please like and subscribe. Don't forget to comment below, gain some support from the collective. Let me know exactly what you're going through, maybe what your project on. You can share your favorite charity or promote an event or website. Here, I definitely encourage it. So again, I'll leave you with that, and blessed be pile one. See you next time. Welcome pile two. If you chose your pile, this is your week ahead reading. And so let's go ahead. We just had the full moon in Aquarius, so let's go ahead and see how the moon is affecting you this week. So right away, we have commitment is key, new moon in, communication is key, new moon in Gemini. Interesting about that Freudian slip. That might be for me, or it might be for you. With that being said, what I am picking up right now is I'm hearing that I'm hearing maybe you've started a new relationship, and maybe this could be a friendship too, or this could be a romantic relationship. I'm also hearing it also could be a business. Yeah, it's a literal partnership of some kind has just recently been formed, and that's really what's going to be affecting what this full moon is affecting you this coming week, is because I'm hearing like this partnership is really supporting like both of your dreams. Like you guys came together over an idea, and it's a newer partnership, and so that's why communication is key, because both of you are needing to be able to express yourself, and because these are sensitive topics for both of you that are close to your heart and close to your mind. So that is what I'm seeing the most come up. Let's go ahead and take a look at our tarot. We will have the stories below if you would like to look them up, but for now we're just going to take their card meanings. And so we have the Ace of Swords. So again, very much newness coming in. So a shared idea is what I'm seeing. So it's almost like you both individually had an idea, and then you both met each other at a random happenstance that doesn't have anything to do with that idea, and that's why you guys are coming together. So, and that's why it's a partnership, because this could be like you guys have, yeah. So like if it's romantic, this is going to be you guys were like met randomly and like kind of like commented on the same thing, and it was like a rare idea that other people don't really have, and so it drew you together, and you're like, oh, maybe we can get coffee together sometime and talk some more about this. And that's really what I'm saying. Again, what I just heard myself saying is like, oh, maybe we can talk about this somewhere. So communication is key, and that's going to be just coming up for you this week. So we're going to get more into it, but I'm hearing if they're like, this really seems like a more positive week. I'm hearing if there's any doubt or restriction, it's really just going to be more of a shadow side of thinking like, do they really want to talk to me? Do they really want to hear my ideas? And I'm seeing from spirit that this really is a newness. Like you both probably are thinking that this may even be a twin flame connection for some of you. And so, but this is a newness for both of you, and communication is so big because we're seeing swords again come through. So it's going to be something where you're going to both be tentative in talking this week, but it is just the start of it. And I'm feeling from spirit like you really can trust this beginning. So we have a lot more cards to go through. So let's go ahead. I mentioned the romantic, platonic. Honestly, platonic can really start the same way, right? I think most romantic connections probably would do better if they started off in a more friendly situation. It's just really the connotation behind it. So maybe they said like, would you like to go on a date and talk about this more, versus maybe we can go talk about this over coffee. And then maybe it's just like how you view the individual as well. Maybe you would like to possibly date them or not. And so that's why we're leaving it open. And then the other thing for the business partnership, I'm hearing that you guys might have met like through a conference or a like-minded community, but you guys had a different like business idea together. Like you guys got talking and you were like, oh, this is what I'm doing, and or this is an idea I have, but I haven't really like thought about moving forward with it. And then the person is like, oh my goodness, I've had that same idea. Would you like to maybe start this business together? And so that's something else that is coming through. And so that's going to be, again, communication is key, because it's a new partnership. Both of you, it was originally a singular idea. And so now you guys are trying to understand how to look at it from a partnership view and whose responsibilities are where and how you can complement each other. That's going to be so important, is how you guys can complement each other, because there are reasons why both of you did not move forward before with by yourselves or with another individual. So there is an importance to understanding about why your partnership can work. I just had an interesting thing come through. Like it's almost like having a little bit of mini like team building, partnership, relationship therapy before you like fully get into the relationship, because it'll help you let go of anything residual from your past experiences, right? Maybe your anxiety and doubts that are coming up. So this is a good week to address those and work through them. It's not a week to blast through them, right? They're not saying ignore them. They're saying like actually talk through them, especially if maybe you've had, like for our business side, if you've had a failed business partner before, or even like just a coworker project. Like how many people in high school worked on groups and did all the work, right? Some people are jaded when it comes to partnerships. So it might be time to talk about that and bring up like, hey, I'm used to always being the person to do this, but I actually like hate this element of it. And like maybe the person is like, that's so like, what a coincidence. I'm the exact opposite. I'll definitely take care of that since you'll take care of this. And then you guys will just be so much happier and know in confidence, because you had that conversation, that you're not being a burden for not liking doing that part because they love it, and then vice versa. And so it just brings this beautiful element of communication and harmony. Okay, and so we do have another, and so we have the Page of Wands coming through. So you guys are just sharing your inspiration. Okay, sorry. So the page also really signifies communication coming through, but this is an even better element, and this is spirit coming through again, that you can stay excited. You guys are these creative, inspirational people, and you are wanting to share your ideas with more than just each other, and you can. And so this is really just saying too, any fear or doubt that you're having around communicating, maybe find a fun way to do it. Like, again, going for like romantic things, maybe like be safe in current times, but maybe like take a picnic on the beach, or and fly kites or something like that. Sorry, that just sounded like so much fun. And I'm like, why don't I go do that? Anyways, and so but that's my point, is like just find something to where like actually even further going with that kite example, flying kites, a lot of times you are not looking at each other, you're standing next to each other, and that it actually is scientifically known to be a better way to address issues that you are nervous about, because versus the head-on approach when you're face to face, which can come out a little seem more aggressive or already defensive, just how our minds work, not how you set it up or anything. When you do the side by side, it's already saying like you guys are on the same side and you're just simply putting together a conversation. So again, that's really coming through, so that if you are feeling nervous about expressing yourself, finding a creative way to do it. Oh, I'm hearing like maybe you guys do like a paint night together. Like literally this could be your business partner, and maybe you're like, let's go do a paint night and talk over business. And like maybe just do a super simple paint night so that you guys can talk more, and then allow the option for it to be hours long or a long night kind of situation. Like allow for plenty of conversation to flow once you guys get started. I'm also hearing like, especially for a friendship connection, honestly you can do this for any of these connections, but vision boarding, maybe you guys, again, like if you're struggling with like the words of it, maybe images will really help you put that out there. I'm also hearing like coloring, if you're like all of these are like way too creative and effort, if you guys just color next to each other, that also could be a very easy way. Like I just thought of like in The Office with Michael Scott, and when Toby is talking to him, like he essentially actually like like when he starts talking to him is when he's like coloring and his mind is distracted on something else. So, and like it's just, there's so many different ways that Spirit is saying like you can use these creative outlets to help open up conversation. And if something did not come to mind here, or if you still are like wondering what would be the best way, one, ask for Spirit to like show you, because sometimes like an ad might come up and you're like, oh wow, that's exactly what I needed. Or you might see like DIY idea come up on a video or some things like that. Just be like mindful of like certain notifications that come through. And then in addition to that, the other thing is you can actively go research and be like, creative ideas that therapists use to help their clients talk. Like that's just one thing, and that is so general that it should bring up like so many different variations. And if you have a certain kind of relationship that you're talking about, you can put that into the search bar as well. So yes, there's just so much here. I just really am trying to encourage you to not let yourself feel like you need to shut down, that you can't share your bright fire, because you can, and this person loves you for it and wants to hear it. Anyways, I just feel the doubt and anxiety coming through, and I need you to know that it is an illusion, that you can in fact share this confidence, share these ideas, and it will be bright and beautiful. I'm hearing like you'll be able to talk to this person for hours. Like this is going to be a best friend, no matter where we're at, no matter what kind of relationship you're starting with, they will always be a best friend. All right, so finally, we do have a archetype for you guys. So we don't have the book. This also is not our final deck, so I don't know why I said finally. I think just because I'm moving on. Anyways, so you may want to meditate on the image and take a screenshot of that or post it around, however you would like to use this visualizations, but here we are. And so we have the vessel for you. So this is so interesting coming up for you. And this is the only archetype card that came up. So ultimately what's coming through for me, this kind of is more of confirmation from Spirit saying like you are the vessel who has this idea. You are, oh, okay, something like this is the way that you guys will be able to move forward. This is, yeah, so that's why you're at the start, and that's why you're needing to talk through these moments, because this is essentially, this is going to be the partner who is going, the partner, the partnership, the entity that supports you in helping you manifest yourself, if that makes sense, or like even birth yourself, if that terminology makes more sense. But this is kind of, yeah, because you're going to be growing more confident, you're going to be able to share your ideas more, so you're kind of in this confirmation sense where Spirit is saying that you can again lean into this relationship, lean into your ideas and what you want to express, because you are the person, yeah, Okay, so part of this relationship, no matter if it's a business idea, a friendship, romantic, you guys are working on something, right? What did I say? You guys came over a shared idea. So you guys probably are like, oh my goodness, like past just talking more about this, like you guys are going to form something in reality from this. And Spirit is saying that that's why this relationship is so important, because this relationship is the vessel that Spirit is nominating as the manifestation of this idea. Yes. So like so it's so interesting because it's like pile 1 and pile 2 have very similar energies in regards to building something with a group of people, and they actually had prayer come up, but I'm saying like you're past the point of prayer. Like this is literally like these are your prayers answered, and the vessel is your manifestation. That is literally what your prayer is. And so that's how you can view this relationship. It is the vessel. It is how you can work towards and trust further that this is what it's meant to be. I'm almost hearing from Spirit, like you kind of already know what you're doing and working on, and Spirit is just wanting to confirm the fact, like, yes, this is what you asked for, and this is exactly it. So definitely take that how it resonates for you. For some of you, I'm seeing like it literally might be like this person is the vessel of your manifestation. For most of you, it's Spirit confirming that you are the manifestation, and that this relationship is helping you understand that. And then the other part is that your relationship together is a manifestation that supports the whole. All right. Now we also have some dream cards for you as well. And so we had 3 different ones come up. So this is really going to help support you in the coming week in understanding how and why this relationship is so important and how it connects to you and your prayers, your wishes. So don't do as you plan, do as you feel right in your heart. Practice listening to your heart again and again. Learn its language. Communication is key. So that includes for yourself. And that is, again, why anything that is coming up this week in regards to the partnership, you're going to want to go ahead and communicate, because it's important that that's how you feel. And if you aren't speaking what's on your heart, then eventually your mind and actions will follow what your heart is doing, is what I'm hearing. So again, that's why it's so important. If you're having issues expressing yourself, express it in a creative way. Do as you feel, not as you plan. It's also I'm hearing like you might, because it's part of the partnership, right? There's going to be, especially at the beginning, there's going to be a lot of different things that are unexpected that happen. But as long as you follow to what your heart is saying and voice how you're feeling, you're going to be able to find your way through it, is what I'm picking up from Spirit. Okay. And then we also have, if a previous negative experience seems true to you and stands in the way of your dreams, ask yourself, is this really the truth, or could I look at it from another angle? Could I allow my dreams to come true despite my history? All right. What did I say about the fact that is why you have these doubts and anxieties that are coming up, is because you're looking at it and you're trying to avoid recreating it. But since you were looking at all the negative things that happened, those are essentially ultimately what your mind is manifesting, because that's all you're feeding your mind, are those negative thoughts. So instead, if you look at like the things that did work in those partnerships and communicate those, you're going to find that those good parts do still come through. And then the other part too is, as you communicate those negative thoughts, you're going to be able to find the positive in the new relationship, because like I said, it is an illusion. Any negative thoughts that you're having within this current relationship is most likely an illusion that just needs to be communicated and held. Okay. And then finally, we have the answers lie in the moment. Stay awake, be present, stay faithful to your observations and feelings. Okay. So don't do as you plan, do as you feel. This is coming through to me, especially, okay. A lot of times, if you're like working on something by yourself, you have plenty of time to like stop and review and be, because you're the only one, you get to decide as you make your actions. You don't always get to decide as your partner makes their actions. So this may be something that in the moment, if something happens, it may be important for you, and that might be something that you're learning with your communication, is to say in the moment, like, I don't agree with what just happened, or I don't agree with that thought, especially as you guys are sharing each other's thoughts. Just because you found a similar one doesn't mean that you will have all the same ones. And Spirit is saying, because this relationship, however it is, this is meant to be a best friend, So it's so important for you to stand up for how you're feeling and what you're observing, because it's going to help you grow and it's going to help you be able to express yourself so much more in this external world. So very great. And that's just coming up for this week, right? So just keep in mind that this is just this week. For all we know, next week, you may be a master at doing this already. So you are just at the beginning. I can't stress that enough. And then we do have our acts of kindness. And so these are suggestions, not commands. Okay. Leave change in a vending machine or buy someone's order. So this is twofold, right? Like it can be something as simple. Of course, as I said, these are not demands. So just do as you are able. If you do not have the abundance, then that is perfectly fine. Maybe just find the gratitude for the abundance that you do have. And that's, again, perfectly fine in a way to be kind to yourself. Now, if you do have the abundance though, and this is something that really resonates with you, this can be just something fun where you leave plenty of change in the vending machine for someone's next order. Maybe literally if you're working with this person, actually take the vending machine how it is, because I'm hearing if buy someone's order, like that's the direct thing. Like that is going to be probably more likely what relates to your act of kindness within this week, because I'm really seeing like you guys are talking, you're spending time together. And I brought up a couple of examples that had actually like food or drinks in them. And so maybe that's just how you find your act of kindness. Maybe that's a simple way, because if you are feeling like a burden to them, maybe that's a small nonverbal way to communicate that you are grateful for them because you go ahead and buy their order. So it doesn't necessarily have to be for a stranger. It can be for someone that you love and appreciate. Okay. Now we also have educate yourself on something important to you. Kudos for multiple perspectives. Okay. So we're seeing, right, we had the Ace of Swords come up for you. So I'm saying like this probably is something that just naturally is going to happen to you, because through talking through this person, you guys most likely are going to cover a topic that is important to you, and you're going to gain different perspectives about it. You might learn something. So that's just maybe all you need to do. Or also through learning, doing this, like I said, it felt like maybe there might be a conference or a group of like-minded people. Maybe through attending something, you are then able to connect with this best friend. So an act of kindness for yourself. Okay. And then we have treat yourself as something from a small local business. So a lot of this is coming through for me, that like this either is something that you're doing because it literally is like an essence of you, that this will support you in moving forward and through this week, or it is something that will initiate the connection with this person. So because maybe you and this person both like to shop at this small local business, and that's how you guys meet, and you're like, oh yeah, I love that they do this, I wish they also did this, I've thought about doing that myself, and they're like, oh my goodness, me too. And maybe that's how you guys do it. And yeah, so I'm really seeing that, because this has come out before, but really the thing that is coming out the most is like to make it something local. And because there probably is something that popped up in your mind where you're like, oh, I have been meaning to get this, or I do like to buy from this place, because they really support what I am about and what I like to do as well, or I have similar ideas to how they are, like you yourself as an entrepreneur. So yes, take that how it resonates. And then we have send kind thoughts out into the universe. All right, Spirit, again, coming through, just confirming to let go of any anxieties and doubts that you are facing, because it just doesn't benefit you, right? Take those negative experience and turn them into positivity. Also, as you to work through that negative experience and turn it more positive, and that's also going to send those thoughts into the universe and support that other partner, those other people who were a part of that experience, and make it an all-around more kind memory for all of you. All right, pile 2. I'm definitely going to go ahead and leave your reading there. We got a little bit carried away. I encourage you so much to just follow your heart and speak what's on your mind, and know that Spirit is on your side and answering your thoughts and prayers. And so if this resonated with you, please like and subscribe. Don't forget to comment below, gain support from the community. you know, maybe put some kind thoughts out into the universe through that way. With that, thank you again for being here, and I will definitely see you guys next time. Blessed be. Welcome, pile 3. If you chose this pile, this is your week ahead reading. We just had the full moon in Aquarius, so let's see exactly how that full moon energy is affecting you this week. So we have prosperity lies ahead, new moon in Taurus. So I am seeing right away something to note from Spirit is you may be experiencing some delays in the intentions that you set in the previous new moon in Aquarius, and you did not realize it during the full moon. And so Spirit is saying that any, especially monetary gain or abundance, any intention that you set surrounding that is truly coming forward. I'm hearing that you did listen to what Spirit said. I'm hearing that Spirit like gave you certain ideas and you worked and you did those things, you did the work, and that's certainly why you might be feeling, I'm hearing like a little bit low energy going into this next week, because you've been working so hard and you just haven't seen the full manifestation of your intentions. You've seen some improvement, I'm saying, but like not as much as you thought, and so that's why you're feeling disappointment, because you're a little bit worried that that was all that that your intention could manage. And Spirit is saying that that is certainly not the case. I'm saying like you have so much more coming through. It's going to knock your socks off. So it's going to be bigger than you even think, which is why it's taking longer. Spirit, I'm getting from Spirit like I'm literally almost crying. I'm getting from Spirit like you're probably literally going to cry when it finally comes through out of relief. Whew. Anyways, that it is going to be, my emotions just took over so much. Hold on. Okay, there we go. I was getting from Spirit that they are so grateful that you finally like started asking and really connecting with them. And that's, again, like they have so much love and support that is just being felt for you. And if you haven't tuned into this energy, they're saying you can tune into this energy daily and just know that like still they are with you and they are working forward. That's why like your greatest wish is, or the intention that you put in is going to be even greater than you wished. Okay, so with that, let's go ahead and take a further look into these next ones. And so we have our tarot. So we are just taking the meanings. I'll have the stories next to your timestamps if you want to look further and see if maybe those relate to you. So we're seeing the Three of Wands. Okay, what did I say? It sounded like you really were just putting in all of the work with Spirit, and like you went through the planning phase already and you executed those planning phases, and to where now you're kind of like expanding. I'm saying like through this week, like you're still expanding. So something coming through from Spirit is, I'm not saying you're going to be getting your abundance this week. This is Spirit saying that confirmation that your abundance is coming through, and to hold yourself through that disappointment. And that's why we're seeing the Three of Wands, because you're still expanding whatever those ideas that you had, that Spirit gave you and that you did follow through on. Great job, because they are still working, they're still in the works, and you are still in this exponential energy I am seeing. So definitely take your growth as confirmation that you are on the right path and that you are following through on the right ideas. I'm also seeing like this is the Three of Wands. This is just an initial completion of your ideas. So I'm seeing that Spirit is probably going to gift you with ideas. You are not at all done growing your empire. Okay, now next. Okay, we have Six of Coins. Okay, this is actually twofold. I'm hearing from Spirit, this is actually more of a time for you to be receiving than giving, but you give still so much is what I'm seeing this week. Like, I am seeing that you are just so, even no matter how you view your abundance, you are still just giving back so much. You are giving back in your energy, and that's essentially too what's powering you through this week, is because you're like, you know what, I started this, whatever you're working on, you're like, I started this for a reason. I started it for more than just myself, and that is why you're still pulling this energy through. That's also why that's also why Spirit is saying that you are so abundant in this receiving energy, and that's why your wish is going to be even greater. And yeah, this is also a call from Spirit again to connect with your angels, your spirit guides, your ancestors, and just still ask for hope and love and support, because they are there for you and they want to endlessly give it to you. And that this is a time that you can receive. You can be more open to receiving this week. I'm hearing too, like, make sure to just say like the words thank you whenever, like, I'm hearing like it's hard for you to receive like not only compliments, but like literal gifts. So if you receive a gift, just make sure to say thank you for that gift instead of being like, oh, I don't deserve this, or like, no, are you sure you don't want to keep this? Just say thank you, because chances are that person who is giving it to you has really thought through that gift in the sense of that they really wanted to give it to you, and accepting a gift is more than just it's not just saying like, oh, I like this, thank you so much. It is also not wanting to like give it back, or it's also feeling as though you were worthy of accepting it, because this person thinks you are worthy of accepting it. So if you don't connect with that vibration of them, then they'll feel a certain disappointment. And so this is Spirit saying like, this is how you can kind of avoid it. And in a way too, you're able to give that person the energy that they want as well. So very beautiful energy. Also noticing 3 into 6. What did I say? You're exponential, right? So I know we didn't have more cards pulling up, but I wouldn't be shocked if we did end up having a 9 card come up after. Literally, if we did, I keep seeing like the 9 of Cups. So you like have the 3 of Wands, you're expanding, you got that energy. 6 of Coins, you are giving and receiving your abundance as you have it. It is flowing through you. And then 9 of Cups, I'm seeing wishes are coming true. You are granting wishes too. So not only, yeah, it's just beautiful energy really coming through. That Spirit is just saying like, you're on this beautiful path. So keep that in mind, right? We didn't see the 9 of Cups come up. Maybe that literally will be coming up within the next week or two. Then you might not see it this week, but the energy is there. You are exponential. So I was just thinking, I'm like, then after 9 comes 12, and I was like, oh, the Queen. So yeah, definitely, you're definitely in it. You're definitely in it. Okay, so next we have archetypes. So we don't have the book for this, but you definitely may want to meditate on the image. Just take a screenshot and meditate on the image, or post it, however you like to use the visualizations. So right off the bat, we have Thanatos coming up. And so this is an initiation card. And really from Spirit, I'm saying like, you're not at the very beginning anymore, right? You just started. You were in the planning phase. You're moving through it. And so Spirit is saying like, you're still shedding certain aspects of yourself. And that's kind of still why you're where your abundance is because you're still in this transformation. And you're still letting go of things that no longer serve you. You're still readjusting your course, and you're still, I'm hearing like you're kind of still coming out of death. So you're still being rebirthed. So however you need to take that, just understand that you are still in this very, very powerful initiation, right? That's why Spirit is saying to have patience, to be in this more receiving time, to have the love and support of your guides and ancestors and those around you, because you are in this receiving. You are able to be in this receiving moment because you're going through it. Yeah, I just heard for Spirit, like, you probably are not really paying attention to your emotions very much. And Spirit is saying, like, you are being given time right now to go through those emotions. In fact, working through those, doubts, anything that, like, really is asking to be let go and, like, is essentially keeps popping up to the point where you're like, I don't know why you're still in my mind. I thought I wanted to let you go. Spirit is saying there's still an essence of that you need to transform in order for it to fully be transformed within yourself. So there's an idea, there's a perspective that still needs to be let go and a new perspective to be gained. And that's why you're still seeing your intentions, like, I was going to say fizzle, but that's more like they go down, but like that's why you're still in like a sparking stage right now versus a full-on roaring fire. Okay. So the next one we have for you is the medallion. Okay, so this is your tool that you are moving forward and using to move forward. So I'm hearing, this is so interesting because we just had like the 6 of Pentacles, and I feel like their medallions look so similar to this one, which is not true for all of the pentacles, right? And so ultimately from Spirit, what I'm seeing is you are taking the abundance that you have and that you're using that abundance to propel you forward through this energy. The main thing, it just keeps coming back that you literally are just trying to flow, and you are seeing like, it's almost, I'm seeing like you almost are being given an award yourself and you're like, well, how can I make this award available to everyone else? Or how can I give this feeling to everyone else? Like something that you've recently learned or gone through, a new perspective that you've recently learned or gone through has made you feel so fantastic. That's why you're in this giving energy, because you're like, well, how can I benefit this to everyone else? So you're like being given this medallion from spirit, from within. And then you're like, that's so great. How can I replicate this to where everyone has it in such an authentic way? And again, that's why the Three of Wands is coming up, because this is just like you're receiving it as much as you are giving it. And so it is still part of an expansion. You are at the beginning, and your ideas, I'm hearing, will flow endlessly throughout your life. This is just a moment in time. Okay? You are going through this very powerful initiation. Okay. And then we do have one more. We have the Starborn. Okay. We're seeing an egg. I already mentioned it really feels like you're kind of like needing to... Oh, we also have the number 3, so we have other cards that represent the Empress in here, but I've just been picking up on a lot of creativity. We talked about, like, I got some Queen energy earlier, so the fact Taurus is associated with the Queen of Pentacles too. We didn't even mention that. So just, I want you to understand how many elements of greatness you have, in addition to being one of the Starborn. And because you are coming into recognition of who you are and of these talents, like I said, yeah, so a lot of times if you are a starseed or one who recognizes yourself as born of stardust, you typically have a certain internal knowledge, an internal self connection to source that extends so far beyond you that you're able to, that you want to bring all of the love and light that exists within space and starlight, and you're wanting to bring it and become a star on Earth, and to give the love and support of those on Earth. So something I think we forget often is, like, the sun is a star. It is what gives us our strength and energy, right? That is our truest star. A lot of times we like to look up and look at all the more far off stars and wish upon them. And so Spirit is saying, like, this is even further, or I'm sorry, this is even closer. You are literally on Earth. You are closer than the sun, and you are bringing that starlight here. You are, I'm hearing, like, almost like, because, like, we talked about, like what you're wishing on. And I think that's interesting. Like, I did keep using the word wish. So it's almost like I'm hearing, like, you are wishing yourself into manifestation. And that is what's happening with this, with the idea download. That is what's happening with the intentions that you're setting. That is happening with the giving and receiving, because essentially I'm seeing how you want the world to be seen. You are saying that you yourself have to do that first. And so it is just this really beautiful awakening within you that you're wanting to share with those around you. Because this is you. This is who you are, right? Okay. And so the next cards we have for you are going to be some dream cards to support you in moving forward and understanding exactly the energy of this week in how you can support your dreams and wishes. And so we are offered advice from all directions on how to best live our lives. The best way for you to choose is the way you choose for yourself again and again every morning. Okay, so this is kind of coming through from Spirit more for me as a confirmation that you are going through this confirmation. You're letting go of what no longer serves you, and you're committing to yourself every day, because you do know essentially how you want life to be lived. You know how you would like the world to be seen. You know how you would like others to treat others. And so you are taking this idea, this sense of worth and value that you have, and you are taking it upon yourself. You are birthing yourself into this new creation, to the point though that you are becoming a star and a sense of hope for others. Yes. And then we do have one more. Okay, we have unleash your inner power by doing the things you enjoy doing. Start with little moments. They will give you more strength for next time. The more you nurture your needs, the more powerful you become. You are exponential, okay? I need you to know that, because that is exactly, like, you start with little moments and they will give you more strength, and they will literally just start to, like, your inner power will just start to take over, because you are so joyful. Like, you won't be able to not do these things. You'll just naturally be like, well, I kind of want to do more of this. And so you'll start doing more of that, and it's just going to, like, beget more. Okay. So ultimately what is coming through, and that's also why you're getting the 6 of coins as well still coming through, is because you are being that flow of energy, right? It is all flowing through you. As it comes through you, you are literally just letting it out. And that's why you're so exponential. Because you're unleashing it, because you're doing the things you enjoy. You know how to live your best life. You're choosing to do it. And as you're making those little choices every day, more and more moments are becoming just about you and making the choice that makes the most sense for you. And you are inspiring those around you as well. So great. So finally, we also have our acts of kindness. These are suggestions, certainly not commands, and take them how you will. So first we have a conversation with spirit. So this is telling me that, okay, yeah, we already talked about the fact that your spirit guides, ancestors, angels are all just saying, like, you can ask us for love and support and we will give it to you. Just continuously ask to tune into us and we will give that to you. So this is really just saying, like, honestly, this is not only a kindness for you, but a kindness for others, because what you do is you take that energy, that love and support that you feel, and you're like, now I must help it manifest into reality, because that is who you are as a starborn. And so as you have a conversation with spirit and you bring that energy, you are naturally bringing that energy into this 3D world. Beautiful. And then we have smile at yourself in the mirror. Okay, seems nice, easy. Again, something coming from spirit. You're going through this transformation. You're going through it. It is so important for you to receive that beautiful energy back. And this is one way that you can do it. So as you are outputting it, as you are outputting your energy, if you need to externalize yourself to the point of seeing yourself in the mirror, then that is exactly how you can do it. And you can smile at yourself in the mirror and then just have it reflected back to you. And then this, I'm saying, like, it's this beautiful like figure 8 reflecting energy of just happiness and joy, and the energy comes off of that figure 8. It is not, that energy doesn't leave that flow, it doesn't break the chain. Instead, that joy that you were feeling vibrates off of you out into the universe. And as that energy vibrates faster, it exudes more energy. Energy begets energy. I just feel like it's just really there. And again, I can't get over the fact that you are exponential. And so it's like you are literally taking off on a rocket, and it is absolutely beautiful. You are a starborn. Of course, you're returning to the stars. With that, I'm going to go ahead and leave it right here, pile 3. Thank you again for being here. If this resonated with you, please don't forget to like and subscribe. Comment below, gain some support from the community. I mean, let us know what you're going through. Chances are it's going to support someone else, because that literally is your nature. So thank you, Starborn, and have a great, blessed week.